Con il documento finale,
After 2 years, the Synod on Synodality ended with a surprise. Pope Francis announced that he would not write a post-synodal exhortation.
non intendo pubblicare una esortazione apostolica.
The Pope explained that he wanted to acknowledge the work carried out by the Synodal Assembly and that he saw no need to write an apostolic exhortation since the Synod's final document already provided very concrete indications for the Church. The Synod's final document was published on October the 26th. Each of its 155 points received two-thirds majority approval by the Assembly. Among them, the Pope approved a new proposal. Dicasteries will now be required to consult with bishops' conferences before publishing important normative documents, as long as it doesn't affect the doctrine of the Church.
Cari fratelli e sorelle,
The most divisive item during the voting was number 60, which deals with the role of women in the Church. In it, the Assembly concluded that there are no reasons that prevent women from assuming leadership roles in the Church, and stressed that the question of women's access to diaconal ministry remains open. This was explained by the Relator General of the Synod, Cardinal Jean-Claude Hollerich, during the press conference, which took place after the publication of the document.
I fully accept what the Holy Father says. The Holy Father hasn't said women will be ordained deacon. He has not said women will not be ordained deacon. He has just said it remains open, it has to be studied. And if I understood correctly how that study group is functioning, it is first looking at what the women have done in history and can do in the Church in sense of leadership, spiritual leadership, community leadership, and so on, without ordination.
The following day, the pontiff concluded the work in Rome in the same way that he inaugurated it, with the Eucharistic celebration. More than 5,000 people gathered in St. Peter's Basilica for the Holy Mass.
fratelli, sorelle,
Brothers and sisters, not a seated church, but a church on her feet. Not a silent church, but a church that embraces the cry of humanity. Not a blind church, but a church enlightened by Christ, that brings the light of the gospel to others. Not a static church, but a missionary church that walks with her Lord through the streets of the world.
che cammina con il Signore lungo le strade del mondo.
After Mass, the Pope went out into the window of the Apostolic Palace to pray the Angelus with the faithful and asked them to pray that all that has been discussed during the Synod of Bishops will advance for the good of the Church.
Pater et Filius et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.